let me show you some techniques for applying some distortion effects to your shapes. So once again, I'm just sticking with regular plain old shapes that are filled with a solid color here. Now, before I get going here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first two shapes, my square and my circle, and I want to convert them to curves. I want to, once again, break them down to sort of their base state, if that makes sense. So I'll hold down Shift and I'll make sure that they're both selected there. And then I'll head back up to the Arrange menu and then back down to Convert to Curves, and that will convert both shapes to curves simultaneously. Awesome. Now for the Distortion Tools, where are they hidden? They're hidden inside the toolbox here. I'm going to select the first guy here, by the way, before I really get going. I'm going to click and hold on this shape tool, and inside the tool flyout that appears, we've got the Smudge Brush and the Roughen Brush. What's that all about? Well, I'm going to start off with the Smudge Brush here. Go ahead and grab him. Now, what this guy will let you do, essentially, is almost like finger painting here inside Corel, if that makes sense. Give this a try. I'm going to start outside my shape, and I'm going to click and drag inwards, something like this, and I actually drag a little trail into my shape, maybe something like this, right? You can do all kinds of neat, weird things. Or I could start on the inside of my shape and drag out, maybe something like that, right? And you can actually continue dragging as far as you want. It's kind of cool. Imagine the finger paint never runs out, something like that, right? Now, it might take your computer a little moment to process, as mine did there, but that's really the idea. Now, if you want to monkey with your settings, eyeball your properties bar across the top, and you've got all kinds of settings for your smudge brush. For example, you have the nib size, or the size of your brush. Maybe I'll bring mine up just a little bit so he's not so small. Maybe something like this. So now I'm creating larger trails, something like this, right? You do all kinds of weird, wacky things here. And again, this isn't limited to normal, regular shapes. You can use this guy on any kind of an object inside CorelDRAW here. You've got this fella here, the dry out effect. If you want to start messing around with that a little bit and see if you can get some kind of an effect happening there. There, now my finger painting, if you will, actually dries out at a certain point, right? You can lower that down if you want to have longer trails, if that makes sense there. But eventually that guy's going to taper off into nothingness. That's really the idea there. And you've got the angle and so on. So anyway, go nuts with this guy. Have some fun. I'm anxious to show you the next guy, which is my Roughen Brush. So once again, click and hold on your tool flyout and go and grab your Roughen Brush. And I'm going to go and use this guy on my circle here. So what I'll do is I'll click and drag on the edge of my circle, but you'll see that it's not giving me a result. Now, why are you not getting a result there? It's because my previous shape is still selected. So here's the trick to remember. You've got to go back to your pick tool, select your shape there, make sure he's highlighted, then go and grab your distortion tool and go nuts on him there. So now that I'm dragging there, I don't know if you can make that out, but I'm getting a little bit of an effect there, but it's so small I can't even really see what's happening there. So check this out. Once again, I'll head up to my properties bar. There's all kinds of options here. What I'll do is I'll increase my nib size here. Maybe I'll bring this up to, let's say, I'll bring it up to 1/4 of an inch. Nice and big there. And now try dragging, and you get this effect. So that's what the Roughen tool is doing there. And again, you can use this on ovals, circles, stars, all kinds of different objects, right? And again, you've got all your different settings here, the dry out effect there and all the rest of it, your angle and so on. So you can really do some neat, wacky distortions here. So anyway, there you go. There's your Smudge Brush and your Roughen Brush. I hope you have fun. I hope I've given you enough to at least get you going on the two.
To change your